And we are back.
Catching more Pokels in this raid den of a... I was going to think of a good pun, but I didn't come up with one. Never mind.
I hope we're back.
I hope we're back. I hope this is working. This is this is the build 2.0. New motherboard.
Brand new motherboard.
We're going to return the old one because we think it's just broken beyond all repair. Don't know what's up with it.
Don't know why. But this one worked right off the bat. So we're like, hey, let's see if this actually works because this is our first test. Like, we've done tests, but this is our full Let's Play test. And if it works, then, hey, we're up and running. We're good.
All that money we spend is actually useful.
But if it doesn't work, we're screwed.
I would like to go into my break without any extra work. That would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
I would like all my computers to be working. My computer's working, which is great. I would like for this one to be working too and not have to do anything.
It's not showing the same problems as the last one.
Yeah.
And the only thing we swapped out was the motherboard. And that's already a great sign because we're not getting the import file problems that we were getting. We're at fully corrupted files. These ones seem to be working just fine.
No weird audio crunching when we first started up or anything like that. So everything's pointing towards it working like it normally should. We probably should have returned it sooner, but you know, if you don't have to replace a motherboard, you don't replace a motherboard.
Yeah.
You
you don't go through all that work unless you're dang sure.
Yeah, like it's not a big deal because everything was like wired and cabled and stuff like that. But you know, you have to go through and be like, all right, one, you got to order the new board, you got to return the old one, which means you have to find everything that's included in there for the original. Unplug the SATA cables, make sure all the stuff is there, and it's a giant mess on our table because 2 computers have been built and
over the course of like a month.
Over the course of a month.
Apart.
So we're looking forward to getting that clean again. And then Jen also had to go like clean out her work stuff. So like,
oh, that's right.
That whole area is like, it's all 3 of us. There's no one person that's responsible.
The house is trashed.
Just that one section though.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the house looks nice. The rest of the house is fine.
I got it back.
But
the most information. The most entertaining information for you guys here. You know what I'm noticing, that the motherboard is acting differently for our kind of like dynamic range on their audio. It looks like it seems to be having more high highs and low lows, which is probably good.
Yeah,
it's just when the Crawdaunt was like and kind of shouted, it peaked a little bit on the audio, the game audio. I'm like, oh, I hope that's good.
It's gonna have we are going to need to change it a little bit because it does have a different chipset for how it treats audio.
Yep.
It's got its own HD, newfangled, updated, yada,
I think they call it like HDR audio, but I don't know if it was HDR because that's visual, definitely.
I don't know, but there's a big chip in the bottom left-hand corner that says HD audio. I'm like, that's a thing.
You know, it did have one on the other rig too, the ROG Strix Z490E Gaming. I can look directly at the box right now, so I can tell.
The only thing that I like about that other motherboard,
it had it too, but
I like the backplating a little bit better.
Yeah, I think so too.
Gigabyte's usually a little cheaper on that, but
I think Gigabyte,
really
from what I can tell so far, it's more of a workhorse for audiovisual stuff, whereas the ROG, the 490E,
it
seems
looks.
like it's a little bit more about looks and gaming and this is cool type of deal. And it's like, that's awesome and all, but after the problems we had with it, I'm ready to be like, nah, not for me. I don't know if it was just a broken rig that was dead on arrival. I don't know if it just didn't work with our hardware.
Yeah,
like I don't want to. I'm not gonna blame. I'm not gonna say like, friggin' ROG and the Asus boards suck. I'm just gonna say like, man, we had a fucking terrible experience with our one of them. So
this is my 3rd Gigabyte board. I bought one for my computer, and I had one for my old build that I made 3 years ago. That was like a minor upgrade.
Yeah.
It's like Honda. I think I'm just a Gigabyte fanboy now. I think they've had enough products that have worked for me, and I've had no issues.
You've had consistency, and you were like, you know what? At this point, I just need simple. I just need my life to work.
That's when people try and like sell me on other car brands. I'm like, no, Honda's never done me wrong, and it's not done my family any wrong either, or anybody I know. Where I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna run with this. Cords have good stuff. It's almost paid off. Hell yeah, never going for a different brand.
So I have a water type. Is that going to be good against fairy or poison?
It won't really matter. I would just do poison.
I'm going to can't see what is in there. I'll try
Remember, you can hit the right stick up to see.
Yeah, but they both end up to the same spot anyway afterwards. But yeah, that's a good reminder. Thank you.
And also thank you to Jesper. Or is it Jasper?
We do have a Jasper and we do have a Jesper, so I'm not sure who.
Gambly for all the tips on the raid den stuff. So like the 100% is guaranteed. Use whatever Pokeball you want when you catch the last one. Gave us a bunch of tips about you can capture and keep one of each legendary Pokemon in there. If you capture but don't keep it, you can encounter it again and try and get a shiny version. We're not going for shinies, but that's a good thing to know.
That's good to know. Yeah, thank you, dude.
Professor.
I thought the last thing, the option that I got timed out on right there was going to allow for maybe a teammate to swap out another Pokemon too, but it was specifically me, and I had just swapped out a Pokemon. I was like, shit, I didn't know that.
It happens.
Well,
Professor lets you save up to 3 legendary sets.
Which is cool.
Yeah. Some Pokemon other than the legendary Pokemon in the raid den, such as Blaziken, Swampert, Sceptile, so basically the starters, but they're in evolved forms.
Okay.
Like
the second and third
past
evolves,
starters.
or?
Their third evolutions. I mean, maybe their prior evolutions show up too, I'm not sure. Some Pokemon might sometimes have hidden abilities, but 200 of those raid den ores you can buy. An item that lets you exchange Pokemon's ability to the hidden ability. You can change Butane's ability to Libero. I believe that's what it is. That makes it into one of the strongest starter Pokemon in the series. I might be mispronouncing it.
I don't know how this. Oh, Jesus.
Libero, right? That would be
Libero? I thought you were saying like Libro, like
Libero, but I was thinking of like in volleyball, because I've been watching so much of Haiku, they have the Libero, who is like the swap-in defensive guy.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you, man.
I just assume that maybe that's how you pronounce it. I'm probably wrong. But Jesper, thanks for those tips. That helps out a ton.
Yeah,
also, thank you to...
thanks for being a past patron, too.
Yeah, thanks for being a patron as well. I still love the artwork that I came up for yours. That was so much fun.
What was the inspiration for that one?
That one was God of War, and it was a mixture of Ratchet and Clank, which I love Ratchet and Clank, and God of War's fun too. So that was a treat to illustrate that one.
Yeah, that's cool.
True Green 7, thanks for all those tips too about Piloswine being ice and ground.
Yeah,
we appreciate all of you.
We're reading all your guys' comments and stuff.
Jesus. Joel Rodriguez. So no, we do read the comments. We don't always respond. Sometimes it's just a thumbs up.
Yeah.
But that's just because there's so many. We do appreciate them and we do read them.
Yeah, thank you guys. Dude, I can't get my brain off of just hoping I can get this damn board to make sure.
Oh no,
it
I know.
works.
You're
I'm sorry. I'm
nervous.
Half my brain is on the game right now, which I'm failing at because I swapped a Pokemon I didn't anticipate to swap to.
That's fine.
And then my other half of the brain is like looking at all the stuff, like what are our levels like? What is our time currently going on? Like, does everything look like it's going correctly? I'm like looking at our hardware. Yeah. It's like trying to perform while being your own PA. Like it's like, oh no, what do I do?
Yeah, it's very nerve-wracking after just this the first time, because we recorded a bunch of the past episodes for Pokemon and for a bunch of the other ones all on the old rig.
Yeah, we had to, if you guys didn't know or couldn't tell, well, great, awesome if you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
But we recorded like one on the new rig with the old motherboard.
Right.
Then had issues, got files corrupted, went back to the old rig. Oh, I gotta do this real quick.
It was chaotic. I'd say you want to swap Pokemon.
Yeah. I mean, because just HP wise.
HP wise.
It's like, well, I'll just try and go for it.
All right, scroll, push up right so you can see what the type is at the very top.
It's water.
So you're gonna want.
Well, I think rock for my water. Plus, I think someone. Oh no, that'll make me swap. Flying steel, water steel, rust, right? Yeah, I'm thinking so.
Yeah.
Because we have a bunch of water types.
Yeah, just go with that.
Does water not wash away rock, or am I thinking of
water?
Ground?
Rock is weak to water. Because Squirtle would devastate Brock.
I can never remember the difference between ground and rock.
Ground? So, rock is fine with electric attacks. It doesn't really do much difference from what I remember the comments are saying. And then ground is the one that takes less because they're grounded. But ground is like Diglett versus a rock type, which is Golem.
Or Geodude.
Or Geodude. And I think like Geodude takes
Onix.
Less fire damage, but ground will just take normal fire damage.
Okay. Well, I was thinking of going for the other one.
It's like, I always mix up ground and rock as well.
It's like they're all in it's like floor, cement, ground, rock. It's like Mike with roof and ceiling. It's like, yeah, it's up there on the roof. It's like, no, the roof is on top of the house. The ceiling is the part we can see.
Other part, yeah.
It's like, I don't know, man. Fuck it. I think he actually gets it correct, but he's constantly like, I know the difference, but I have to think about it every time. That's
like with me with there. I know exactly which there I'm referring to, but my stupid fingers type out the wrong one. You can't stop 27 years of bad habits in 3 years. It takes a while.
Yeah. I'm excited to try out, because we're swapping over from editing on Sony Vegas
to Premiere.
Now, and I hate the editing style of Premiere, but I love the audio plugins of Premiere.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited to just get into where I can kind of put my brain into it and still do it kind of like just by muscle memory.
Right.
Because right now I'm like, wait, how do I do this again? How do I move these things around? How do I do editing on this? But as soon as it gets to the audio, I'm like, yeah, this is my jam. And then it gets to the visuals, and I'm like, how do I scroll through and cut and paste and slice?
It's not unintuitive, but it's a bit weird. It's not like...
I've heard it echoed more than enough times now that people coming from Sony Vegas or Magic's Vegas, depending on what
find it weird
year
to go
you guys
to that.
had, find it really unintuitive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's crazy how
I personally like the editing in After Effects when it comes to visuals a lot more than Premiere, which is why I typically, when I do my animations, I do all the compositing and editing for the visuals in After Effects, and then I do the audio in Premiere. But it would be unintuitive for a Let's Play because you're not really doing too much of that. But if you were doing a lot of...
I don't know how After Effects works even too, so that would be two new things to learn in.
Yeah, After Effects doesn't do audio. It does audio okay, but it's not the greatest at it. Usually what people do is they do all their visual editing in After Effects and then import that file into Premiere, and then they do the audio balancing in Premiere. I have like a 3-step process. I animate it in Adobe Animate, then I export it into After Effects, and then I usually put it together in Premiere, depending on what I'm doing. For Premiere, for the speed paints, it's just Adobe Animate, export, then put the video files into Premiere, and then just add the visual files of the recording and just speed it up through Premiere as well.
It's so weird to me from going from a program that just did it all in its one thing to swapping to like the Adobe style of stuff.
After Effects is it's a weird program because you can animate in After Effects as well, but After Effects is mainly a compositing software, so it's mostly used for like green screens and putting together film and video and visuals.
So it's got good like digital.
Yeah, it's got good digital tools and video editing
chroma
software.
key and stuff. Okay.
And you can do some of that in Premiere, but After Effects is far more advanced.
Just good for it. Yeah. It was designed for it.
Yeah, exactly. Premiere is mostly their kind of robust audio program.
I wonder why they would do... I mean, like, what is the thought process for Adobe to just have different teams working on different things that kind of...
I don't know.
That, like, hybridize and go over each other, you know?
I'm still mad at those idiots. I'm just going to tweet them angrily every day for... They have...
What did they do?
Adobe Animate, Adobe After Effects, and Adobe Premiere, you saw have different colored
I see what you
icons and file types, making it very easy to tell in between what was a Premiere file, what was an After Effects file, and what was an Animate file. They were red, purple, and pink. Like a pinkish, reddish
like the ground
color.
There, or
kind of like the ground there, a little bit for Premiere. Very easy to tell between all my files. Then they decided, like a bunch of dumbasses.
God damn it, I was hoping Peony would swap the Pokemon.
Some stupid graphic designer's like, you know what? All these programs are used together in harmony. What if we would just make them all the same icon? I'm like, no, that doesn't help, because then when I have 20 versions of Animate and Premiere in the same file, I have to look through and it's like, is that a .fl or is that a .pr? Wait a minute.
Yeah,
is that a little AN on my file or what?
Tapu Fini. I don't know what it is. It's a clam with the lady inside?
I'm so angry at them. I'm having to download like weird programs to try and change the file types just so I can actually get a good workflow. It pisses me off to no end. Yeah. Because I can't find where my files are, and like I need that quick visual. Like I'm gonna angrily tweet at them like every day, I think for a month, and be like, "Hey, Adobe
Can we
Animate,
pick your files, please?"
Like even if just one of them could just turn back, like Adobe Animate could be red. It's like, no, why? Stop. this is not a good design choice. Some graphic designers are like, I'm a genius. And meanwhile, the entire
everything looks uniform.
Yeah.
And everyone else out there is like, my colors!
They had it perfect. Every program had a color scheme for it. So you're like, oh man, this makes it really easy. Whenever it's an Adobe Animate file, it's red. Whenever it's Premiere, it's a purplish pinkish. That's easy. After Effects is like a dark purple or dark blue. Easy to tell. I can totally know what this is. Photoshop is that teal blue. Awesome. Every program is color coordinated. This is really easy. And
taking it away.
They took it away. It's like, no. This is like when YouTube did they updated the content creation. Like, we're doing it better. It's like, no, you're not.
No, you're actually setting us back.
You're actually making this far more frustrating to look through files.
Well, Sam, why don't you just not update to a new one?
It's an auto update. I don't have a choice.
It is an auto update.
Yeah.
Yep. The way that Adobe does it now.
Yeah, the way that they do it, you have to update it. Otherwise, bug fixes don't go in. So I have to find... I'm still researching and trying to find ways to change the file type of it.
Generally, you can, like, for a lot of icons and stuff on the computer.
You
now,
can change,
I know it's not for certain programs and stuff. You can change how it recognizes some things to look, but it's not the same.
The problem is trying to find a way to...
do it consistently without having to manually do each one individually.
You can change the shortcut, and I can make the shortcut click the right one. But that doesn't change the file types that are being read on the computer to actually be the different colors.
Exported or
doesn't change those ones. I want to.
Dang,
I told my art buddies, I want to go to like. I want to ask them, like, hey, does anyone know anyone at Adobe?
Rep from Adobe I can slap them?
Seriously, can I just Can I get a Zoom call with the Adobe people? Like, and just act really nice and become their friends, and eventually just shake them violently when I meet them in person.
Finally, when they invite you to their house, you fuck their dog right in front of them. You go, you did this.
Seriously, this is the worst change they could possibly make. Like I hate the thought process behind it. It infuriates me to no end.
I get that though, like, because you get the consistency and you get the flow, and then when something changes, it's not just a tool change; it's visually all of your organizational specifically.
Well, it's changes for the sake of changes, and it's just like, no, it was perfect. You literally updated it to like.
It might have been highly requested. I don't know.
I highly doubt that.
I do too. I'm just, devil's advocate for that one. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it was something that
I guarantee it was
some
good.
For a while.
It was literally like when an NBA team gets sold to a new owner. They're like making changes to make changes.
Literally like that?
It feels like that. I bet someone got hired as an art director and like, hell yeah, I'm gonna leave my mark. And you know what your mark was? It was shit.
They was fucking things up.
Man, just change the style of them. Do anything, but please leave the color scheme. Like that helps.
Well, it kind of surprises me because I would think that if they were gonna organize it like that, they would allow you to go into your properties and somewhere and do it, because I know it's a big thing to be able to change your color as layers and stuff like that individually to whatever your preference is. So it's kind of weird that they would make it like...
This is why I'm using the cup Kevin gave me that says keep calm as a minor action, because I need to keep calm. Right now that's a full action for me. That's a full action, just to keep calm. Oh my God.
Because they understand the necessity and desire to have color coding. That's why they have it in their options on stuff like
Premiere. They do it for a bunch of their other programs, but they just decided like, you know what? Oh yeah, an Adobe Media Encoder as well. Let's keep that the same color. It's like, that's like 5 of your programs, all the same color. Stop!
I was looking at Media Encoder, and I was looking at Premiere, and how they look almost exactly the same.
Yeah!
And I was just sitting here, I'm like, I don't know why I keep accidentally opening Media Encoder. Because what is the
There's just a little letter difference. They're exact
That's
same
what I'm saying. Isn't it like PE or P?
PR is Premiere. AE is After Effects. And Animate is AN. But they're really small and they're hard to read. And it's like, God, colors.
Well, I generally keep my stuff pretty small for the icons too.
I do
in my
too.
computer.
I keep it on small
because I'm like, I want to fit as much as I can on my screens.
Yeah,
like, I'm already a man with 4 screens, and I'm like, I need more space. Like, I feel your pain, man. Not in the same way, but I feel your pain definitely.
It's taking everything in my power not to chuck my cup at the TV. I'm really that angry about it because I've been spending about 2 hours
today your TV. I mean.
Trying to, I don't want to break my grandpappy's TV.
Yeah, I do know that if you break that glass on that TV, we might as well just buy a new TV because getting that new glass is the same cost pretty much. Choose one I'd like to keep. I don't know. I really wish I could just turn her like left or right, or like to get the better view.
It's a weird
like
thing that they
in
don't
the
do that.
Pokédex.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
that's a weird reason why you can't do that, because you're only able to go up and down in most of these menus, almost all of them. So it's weird that they don't have like the 3D turn. She looks all right.
Yeah.
I have no idea what she is.
I think she's like a
she a Digimon?
like an oyster thing, or
like an oyster swordfish.
But it's also kind of like a narwhal.
I'm not sure if she's like one of those den beasts, like the Giga Beast or alternate dimension ones, or if she's just
Swordfish, but it's a she because it's
Yeah, sure, that works for me. All right,
I didn't fucking have anything else.
Yeah, we're gonna go save this Pokemon, and we're gonna check and see and make sure everything worked. And if not, we're gonna kill ourselves.
I mean, I didn't know it was. I don't know its
Not really.
gender, but I mean, like it does look like it's wearing a dress and has long hair and it's got the figure.
No, it works. It works.
But I didn't check and see what the gender of it was. My bad. Hopefully this fucking goes out, guys.
If
Love
it doesn't,
you.
we're gonna break a TV.
Yeah, if it doesn't, I'm gonna. We're gonna burn this motherfucker down, Pookie.
Have you seen Office Space? It's gonna be like that scene.
Yes, it will. See you guys later. Beep, bop, boop.
Yeah.
I do think I have to go back and change some of the audio levels just real quick.
No,
but
yeah,
I think I'm gonna turn it down to like 5.
Yeah.
Or 4. I think I'm gonna turn it to 4 because I can always boost, but I can't if audio gets top peaked.
Yeah.
I can't really bring it down that much.
I mean, that's why we're shooting 3, so we can kind of like get a good base on all of them.